So how's that New York City brand going? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about New York City announcing a crackdown on a particular thing that apparently is causing a lot of their citizens harm. Now, what am I talking about exactly? Am I talking about cracking down on the crime that takes place all over the city, in the subway system especially? People getting pushed on the tracks, getting beat up, slashed, robbed, all that kind of good stuff? Well, no, not really. I'm not talking about a crackdown on that. I mean, that'd be nice, right? To make life a little bit safer for New York City residents, tourists, etc. We're not speaking about that. Cracking down on the trash and the garbage and the filth and the rats and the cats and the dogs everywhere. Am I referring to that? Well, no, not really. I'm not referring to a crackdown on that. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about ovens. That's right. We're talking about wood-fired pizzeria. The ovens where they, cook the pizza, the famous New York City pizza. They're trying to crack down on those because of carbon emission. So the Green New Deal people, they have made their way to New York City. Well, they've been there for quite a while, really. But they want to crack down on that. They want to crack down on coal and carbon-emitting pizzerias. Now, I thought that was part of New York City's brand, right? The pizza. It's an epic battle between the deep dish Chicago, Detroit style versus the New York style. Now, personally, I like the New York style pizza, that the kind of slender. I'm not really into the deep dish pizza. Nothing against it. Shout out to all the Chicagoans and everybody out there in the Midwest likes them a big pizza pie, the big, thick, crazy lasagna type pie. If you like that, shout out to you. But I prefer the more lean slice, okay, with a nice amount of grease on it, pepperoni slices about that big, biggest dinner plates. I'm all for it. But if they're going to crack down on the wood fire ovens, then how am I going to get that famous New York City slice of pizza? Now, before I go any further into it, we have an article, and of course, I'll link to this in the description if you want to read it for yourself. But I'm not making it up. You see it right here. I'm on New York Post. Mamma mia, New York City rules crack down on coal wood-fired pizzerias, must cut carbon emissions up to 75%. Now, the question I have is pretty obvious. How are they going to cut down on carbon emission from the pizzeria without having the taste get sacrificed? Because I would presume a big portion of the taste is having the wood fire oven. Because if not, then why not just put it in a regular kitchen stove or like even like an electric industrial stove? Why still have it done this way? I would presume it's because of the taste. That's what I would. And then also when you are putting pizza in the wood fire oven, it's hot for longer. So it just kind of makes more sense. But hey, what do I know? So let's read it. Historic Big Apple, hold on, let's get this tightened up a little bit. Historic Big Apple pizza joints could be forced to dish out mounds of dough. The puns, I get it. Mounds of dough, I get it. Under a proposed city edict targeting pollutant spewing coal and wood fire ovens, the Post has learned. The New York City Department of Environmental Protection has drafted new rules that would order eateries using the decades-old baking method to slice carbon emissions of 75%. All New Yorkers deserve to breathe healthy air, and wood and coal-fired stoves are among the largest contributors of harmful pollutants in neighborhoods with poor air quality. DEP spokesperson Ted Timber said in a statement on Sunday, this common sense rule, developed with restaurant and environmental justice groups, requires a professional review of whether installing emission controls is feasible. Now, can we pause right here when we're talking about air quality, things of that nature? There are quite a few things that could contribute to poor air quality in New York City. Like, I don't know, all the crack smoke, the weed smoke, all that kind of stuff, all the garbage and filth, the stench of urine and whatnot on the ground, outside, bus stops, subway. That could contribute to poor air quality. If I'm in any city, anywhere, I'm not trying to smell that as I'm roaming around. I like to be able to have my nose free from these offensive odors, okay? If you like to smoke weed, I'm not coming against your weed, whatever, that's your business. But Are we going to sit here and act like a pound of weed being smoked on every corner smells good? I don't think so. Cigarette smoke, crack smoke too. Okay, if you like to smoke crack outside or any kind of drugs, keep that over there. Spilled liquor also is not necessarily a good smell. My point is that there are quite a few smells that permeate New York City streets that I could do without, and that contribute to poor air quality. So I think your pizza joints might be kind of low on the list, but that's just me. Let's keep on going here. The rule could require pizzerias with such ovens installed prior to May 2016 to buy pricey emission control devices, with the owner of one Brooklyn joint saying he's already tossed $20,000 on an air filter system in anticipation of a new mandate. So it's like a tax, ain't it, on a wood-fired pizza joint? Oh, yeah, it's a big expense, said Paul Giannone, the owner of Paulie G's in Greenpoint. It's not just the expense of having it installed, it's the maintenance. I got to have somebody pay for it, go out there every couple of weeks and hose it down. You know, the maintenance. Yeah, I feel you, Paulie G, because not only, like you said, not only is it the initial expense of getting it installed, but then the upkeep, the maintenance. You're just adding another expense onto what I already got going on. So my slice of pie that might be $1, $2, $3 must go up to cover the expense. I got employees, I got other expenses, I got New York City rents, I got utilities, and now I got to have this new thing that I had to pay for, and I got to have the maintenance. You're making it be way too expensive to serve these pizza pies. And that looks good right there. I might get a pie today. I mean, that right there is chef's kiss. Amazing. Anyway, Giannone added that while the air filter is expensive and a huge hassle, it also has some upsides. My neighbors are much happier. I had a guy coming there for years complaining that the smoke was, going right into his apartment, and I haven't seen him since. I got a scrubber installed. Well, I mean, look, if you move into an apartment right above a pizza joint, what do you expect? Okay, that's like moving right above a nightclub and saying that it's too noisy. It's like, well, where do you live? You have to expect certain things depending upon where you live. All right. Other iconic pizza joints facing the heat include these puns: Lombardi's in Little Italy, Arturo's in Soho, John's of Bleecker Street in Greenwich Village, Patsy's in Turtle Bay, and the Upper West Side, and Grimaldi's near the Brooklyn Bridge, that pride themselves on having their pies baked in coal and wood-fired ovens. A city official said that under 100 restaurants total would be impacted. Well, that's not a small amount. 100 restaurants? Under 100, how many is that? 97? That's still quite a bit. One pizza restaurateur who requested anonymity told the Post that sensitive negotiations are currently taking place with DEP officials on whether to grandfather in or exempt the dozens of coal and wood-fired oven pizza joints from the mandate. He said politicians and bureaucrats should stop messing with their crust. This is an unfunded mandate, and it's going to cost us a fortune, not to mention ruining the taste of pizza, totally destroying the product, the restaurateur who has a coal-fired oven fumed. All right. If you F around with the temperature in the oven, you change the taste. Exactly. That's what I was thinking right there. That was my thought process. But that's the reason why they have these ovens, is because of the taste. It's an old method, and it's just like cooking hamburgers and hot dogs and chicken on a grill with coal, with your charcoal briquettes. It adds to the taste. Putting that on a gas, kerosene, big green egg or whatever they got going on, it may be good, but it ain't gonna be the same. Anyway, let's get back. If you F around with the temperature in the oven, you change the taste. That pipe, that chimney, is designed to create that perfect updraft, keeps the temperature perfect. It's an art as much as science. You take away the char, the thing that makes the pizza taste great, you kill it. And for what? You really think that you're changing the environment with these 8 or 9 pizza ovens? Exactly. There's more. Hold on. Somebody says the taste won't change, hasn't changed the pizza. I don't believe that. I think that if you remove some of the things that make a wood-fired or coal-fired pizza oven what it is, the taste is going to be affected. So that's that. Like I said, We could crack down on crime. We could crack down on the violence and the open crack smoke, heroin smoke, weed smoke, alcoholism, drunkenness. We could crack down on that in New York City. But what we're going to do, we're going to crack down on pizza ovens. That's going to make a dramatic difference in New York City. But as I close, I want to say this. No surprise here. You got the green energy lobby, the Green New Deal people all over the place trying to do stuff like this, talking about it's going to improve quality of life. I don't think so. And they want to push this kind of thing to an industrial level, which they've already done. And all you're going to do is just offshore the so-called pollution to China and India, and it'll go up in the same atmosphere. So if the objective is to curb climate change and whatnot, you're not doing anything. the same carbon will be emitted in the place with even fewer carbon restrictions. So what is the purpose? What is the point? I think it's a big grift. Okay, that air system that the man bought for $20,000, who gets paid from that? Would it happen to be anybody that is invested also into the green energy grift, into the lobbying grift? Is that possible? Possibly, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with the green energy people talking about let's crack down on coal and wood fire ovens in New York City because that's going to make things better, rather than cracking down on the crack smoking, the weed smoking, the heroin smoking, everything else? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This whole climate change thing is a grift. It's not really real. It's a way to get money and to put a tax on businesses for private hands and also some political hands to get their grubby paws on it. That is it, and that is all. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.